part of
I
pollution.
think in India it's high time that government has to like it should be part of the initiating. There should be elections. This should be an election issue. Like the people actually should enforce the government to hold the environment as safe as possible. Anyhow,
Yeah.
moving on to the next one. So we did talk about this last week as well about how Tesla is like at least a couple of years away. Uh, in autopilot or like Tesla Vision. I think you told me this that it has this completely
Yeah.
hands-free driving. I remember I was reading this article yesterday because this is probably a little older article, but San Francisco may be the first city where you can actually hail rides and the car might not have a driver completely. Uh,
Yep.
uh, I remember interviewing for this company. They were pretty good actually. They
Cool.
did not let me in. That's another
Mhm.
issue. But I remember interviewing for a company, and I think they are doing a good job. I think this was a spin-off from General Motors. This was like I think there was an AI company inside General Motors, and they spun it out. Now I think they're getting funding from other companies as well. I could be wrong, but I remember reading that Amazon could also be funding this company in the long run. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and they would be like the direct competitor to Waymo, the Google's auto robot taxi. And
Yeah.
actually, one piece of information is that Google actually has this actually running currently in Phoenix. Apparently, in Phoenix, you can actually get paid to drive in a driverless car, but there'll be a driver
Hmm.
in the car, but he's not driving. Basically, he's just like more of a monitor sort of thing, monitoring the
Yeah.
car. But yeah, what do you think? But
Right.
like from my standpoint, right, like I am completely, even when you were driving and taking pictures in your car, I was
Yeah.
supremely afraid and very felt very uncomfortable that the car is driving itself. I think it'll take a little, even and
Right.
although I know I also trust technology, but there is this fear deep inside us. uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Again, it's not there. If you look at the way these guys
Hmm.
are doing it, for example, Cruise is only in San Francisco, right? Waymo is only in Phoenix. And by the way, Phoenix, you don't need much to drive on Phoenix roads. If you see, Phoenix roads are like a grid,
Yeah.
right? They're wide, they're clear, they're open. But I think Cruise, San Francisco is a challenge, right? And then Waymo left Bay Area because they were facing regulatory issues with the
Right.
government, so they just went to Phoenix and they started development there. With Cruise, actually, you can go to their website and sign up. It's free
Hmm.
right now. You don't have to pay. They will not pay you like Waymo, but you can actually go to their website and sign up.
Okay.
It's very local to San Francisco, so you can say this is my area and this is the area I want to go. You can give them a time slot, so they have like handful of cars that will come and pick you up, and then you get in. I think people have vlogged about it. A lot of people have vlogged about it. They took the ride, and there is nobody in there, but somebody is connected to the phone and they keep talking to this person to ensure they don't
Right.
panic, right? Somebody's monitoring it right now. But they're really hopeful, and yes, it's a GM subsidiary, and they're targeting a 10 billion market cap by end of this decade. um,
That's amazing.
Revenue
That's
from this,
amazing
right?
actually.
Yeah. But the infrastructure they actually use is lidar and
Okay.
cameras, right? It's
Both.
both
Okay.
combination. So I've been doing some reading, and it looks like this technology will not be coming to normal
Okay.
people. It will only be to taxis because it will be very expensive.
Oh wow.
The amount of infrastructure, it will be very expensive to put on a car. So it will mostly be with Uber, ride shares basically, so that they can use it. And then I think even DoorDash is considering, DoorDash or Walmart, they're considering delivery. So the car will come and then you'll put everything in the boot, it'll come to your home, and then you open the boot and take it, right? Pretty much without the driver. So a lot of applications, of course, right? It can be dropping off, picking up, um, a lot of applications. But yeah, right now they're testing in a limited
Right.
scale. So if you talk about San Francisco, you'll not go over 40 miles an hour
Yeah,
anyway,
that's true. That is very
right?
true.
So you're going
Right.
slow. Yeah. And then, like I said, in Phoenix, it's all
Right.
clear paths, so low risk. And then I think Ford is also considering I think they also invested in a company, and they're trying to launch it in, I believe, Miami,
Hmm.
right? I think it's a movie name, the company name, Argo.
Right.
Argo. That is a company name. So they are doing it. I think Intel also invested in some companies. So a lot of companies are investing in, these AI companies, and these are the robo taxis, right? But like I said, will they be for the end user or end consumer? I think
That is,
I don't think so. At least this
yeah.
technology.
And also the
Yeah.
upside is that for this, for the cruise, the technology for cruises, I think it can fit for any car. It's not going to look uh, good. Like, it's not like Tesla where the cameras are all hidden. If you look at this car, right, the cameras are already all on the top. Let
Yeah.
me try. I'm trying to open it, but I can't open that image. But the cameras are on the top, so it can fit onto any car. I assume at least couple of it a set of cars, and they don't need mass production for this like Tesla does. They can like
Yeah.
give a contract out to another company like a Toyota or a Hyundai or like some not so big company where they can take the contract to send or make the car for these specifications for maybe 100 or 300 cars, and they'll probably start small. And that's probably it's a very good idea. Like, the idea is that and
Yeah.
the challenging part is, I don't the roads in San Francisco are super steep and super, like, they're like very very steep mountains. So I don't know how can this cars like drive up or drive down and be careful about it. And nobody's going to follow the rule follow the rules in San Francisco. Keep people just
Yeah.
walk across the road. So it is going to be very
Right.
interesting to see how this
Yeah.
falls through.
Yeah. So all the rides also, which I have
Right.
seen, they have taken them at night.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the thing, right? During a rush hour,
Right.
if I mean, basically the risk taking of a robo taxi will be very low, right? It
Yeah.
won't, if there is a pedestrian, it won't move. So if you take it and put it in a rush hour on a market street, and then I think it'll take a couple of hours to move few inches.
That's true.
uh, Again, just guessing, but yeah, I think very monitored environment, in San Francisco. And I'm sure you have seen the video. This car actually got pulled over by San Francisco PD
I've seen that, yeah.
because the
Yeah, and
lights
the
were
car
not on.
keeps moving
Yeah,
slowly to the like keeps slowly crawling to, like, on the road like at 10 miles per hour, and the cop keeps walking behind him and sees, and finally that I think the signal
yeah,
turns green, and like it goes like, yeah, goes faster, and then something
yeah,
like that. Yeah, I remember doing that.
yeah. Then it
It
stopped.
stops.
Yeah, so it was pulled over. The car stops, and then it's in the middle of the road, right? So it just pulls away, and then crosses the intersection, and then stops.
Yes.
So that was funny, and then everybody were laughing around, because there's
Yeah,
nobody.
and it's funny thing is that, like, it recognize that there was a cop behind him. The cameras were able to tell there's a car behind him, and it had to pull
Yeah.
the car over. That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. No, that is standard kind of, even in Tesla Autopilot. If it sees any cones or any
Hmm.
flashing lights, it even detects maintenance lights and a cop lights. It'll slow down. Uh, it won't stop. It will slow down. So yeah, they do detect that if there are any flashing lights, it's kind of danger, right? Because it's based on vision.
Hmm.
But this lidar, which is like pretty much laser, right? They say that it'll keep getting expensive, and it's not meant for end user, at
Okay,
least on mass scale
right.
production. I think right now that is why Tesla has moved away from lidar. And the new companies, they are going to implement it, like, I believe Lucid is going to have it. But yeah, again, when we talk about mass scale production, that is when I think it's a problem, or else why would
Yeah, everybody could do
Tesla
it,
move
right?
away
Like,
from it?
the challenge is the
Yeah,
manufacturing. I think I think Elon Musk says that so many times that it's like he keeps on insisting that, like, building a car is difficult, but that is very very easy compared to when you want to mass manufacture like 1,000 100,000 cars in a store. So yeah. And one
yeah,
more tidbit is that, like, the the head of the leadership or the vice president of this particular company is Prashanti Raman. I don't know if it's a boy, it's a
Hmm.
man or a woman, but yeah, another Indian taking the reins in one of the top companies in the Bay Area. I think it's becoming more and more
Yeah,
common that like a lot of Americans who are from Indian descent are
yeah,
like leading like very very cool projects in the country,
yeah,
of course, when it comes to
absolutely.
technology. So yeah, hoping for the best. I hope people get, I think it's a matter of time. I think people will slowly but surely get used to sitting in a car. I think uh, if the car is shaped like a car, that's probably when you probably are a little afraid. But if its car is shaped like a van, where like a bus where you're sitting across each other or talking to each other, then you have a little less apprehension, because you think there's a driver driving and you will not always look onto the street like what's happening on the street. So I think if they change the
Yeah,
structure of the car, I think people will be more comfortable in sitting in the car. But I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, Cruise actually has
Okay.
that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not there yet, but if you go to the website, you can see. I mean, the initial Cruise is Chevy Bolt, but the next model they're gonna have, it's like a mini bus. So it'll have like a facing seats, two seats, and then yeah. So I don't think that's out on the road, but you can go to their
Okay.
website, and then you'll be able to see directly on the Cruise website.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also if you know, in San
Mm-hmm.
Ramon there is a Bishop's Ranch. Even there was a company which was using a driverless van to commute within the Bishop's
Okay.
Ranch. It's a commercial complex, right? A lot of offices and all. But I don't know what happened to that, but that started years ago. But it used to go at like 5 miles an hour, I believe.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Scroll up, scroll up.
I can see the
Yeah,
cars, but
yeah,
maybe I'll probably
yeah,
find it later and
absolutely.
probably put it in the video if I find it.
Yeah,
But yeah, that this is great,
yeah,
right? Like this now there's more competition between multiple cars, and like we hopefully like by the time our kids grow up, they feel like who's going to drive a car that's so 1980s or something like that. That's probably be
yeah,
the case in
yeah,
20 years.
yeah. I'm definitely excited because you don't want to drop them off to swimming
Right.
class, karate class,
Yeah, that's good.
schools. Let the cars
We
take
can
them.
sit at home and play
Yeah,
Xbox.
yeah,
That's the dream. But anyway, that's good to
yeah,
know. Great excitement and great projects here. So going back to
yeah. I'm actually planning to go and try
the
try to get a ride with Bruce maybe
yeah,
on a